Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. So, really just starting the video off by saying thank you to every single person that has subscribed up to this point. Muchas gracias. I genuinely appreciate it, and if you could keep that train rolling, that would be really good, because everything that I'm about to lay out for the next 4 videos has been entirely self-funded. And while I do this genuinely because I like it, and I make these videos because I enjoy the video editing side, and I like building a community similar with the Instagram page, it would really help if I didn't have to pay for these, and more followers, more sponsors. That's how it works. So if you could give this a big thumbs up, if you like the video, whack a comment down below, and if you could make sure that you're subscribed, that would be great. But I think I'm one of those few YouTube channels that cannot not complain about the subscriber count, because I certainly have more subscribers than I get views for each video. So watch the videos. Anyway, I'm gonna lay out sort of the next 4 weeks. And I know I've been promising a shocks review, but I've dumped a little bit of money into this bad boy, and you know, spared no expense, as the ever great John Hammond would say. And I'm waiting for that to come in to do it, because at the moment the only part that has arrived is the little fluffy thing that goes on the lapel mic. Now, as you would have seen, this thing cost 20 bucks. It's probably going to be god awful, but I'm hoping it levels up the sound quality a little bit, because the quality while I was recording on the GoPro was pretty awful, even with the media bundle. So that is week 4. So put that down, a month away. So this week, what's coming out is I have been a bit frustrated. I maybe rushed the chain waxing process, and it has not produced the outcomes that I wanted it to produce. The longevity has not been there. So I have dipped into my own pocket and I have purchased these 2 bad boys. So this one is your plain gold 12-speed KMC, because I refuse to ride anything that is not a gold chain. But this one, which I'm really excited about, I've been looking at this for a long time, is the black and gold contrast, and I cannot wait to whack this one on. So I'm going to be waxing those, and we're going to go through the entire cleaning process. I've actually done some research which may surprise you, and I am a firm believer of the fact that no one gets anything right the first time, but I certainly could have done the first time a lot better, and I've taken that on board, and I'm going to be focusing on making sure I go through all the steps on this one. So that is this week, dropping Monday. Next week, so Monday week, I've noticed that the 32s that I've been running on my bike are maybe a millimeter too wide for the Fesca. So I've dipped into my pocket and I've bought the Vittoria Corsa Graphene Pros with the tan sidewalls, and we are going to be doing a complete stripping and resetting up of the tubeless setup on my bike. So if you've never done tubeless before, this is one to watch. I've gone and got the 28Cs this time, which honestly, it's already hurting my crotch because I was really comfortable on those 32s, but they're rubbing on the bike frame and they need to be swapped. So that is Monday week. Then Monday week, I'm going to be giving these a go, these grip grabs. So I'm hoping that we have some rain over the next 2 weeks so that I can take these out and give them a test. So what I've been running before this is these Attacker neoprenes. And they're good for keeping the dirt off your shoes, they're good for keeping you warm, and they're good for riding in conditions where it has been raining, but they are not good for riding in conditions where it is raining. In fact, they actually do more than nothing. They have a detrimental impact because they hold water. So yeah, basically we're going to yeet those, or we'll use them for honestly probably what they were made for. And yeah, these grip grab, which say that they offer moderate rain protection. We're going to give those a go, and I'll let you know whether they do actually provide moderate rain protection. So my standard for moderate rain protection is they offer light rain protection, and I guess velo toes or things like that, which are cheaply made, they break quite quickly, but they offer almost 100% rain protection. That's sort of your high, at least that's my rating system. So let's crack on and let's start doing this this chain waxing. Cheers to anyone that has a bit of a taste for what's coming over the next couple of weeks, and yeah, hopefully you can get behind it, because I would love it if you did. Okay, so couple of things that you're going to want to do with the chain wax. Number one is you're going to want to wear gloves. We're dealing with turpentine here, and if that gets on your hands, it can be pretty nasty. So definitely recommending whacking the gloves on. You then want your mineral turps, and we're going to be doing a couple of rounds of this. So you're going to want glass jar to be able to pour the turps in, and because it is turpentine, it is not safe to just throw out or throw down the drain. So what you're going to want is a plastic container. I'm using some bidons that I have no intention of using again, and I'm going to pour the turpentine into there. Now, on some sites it recommends to use a funnel, and if I had a funnel, I would probably recommend doing that. So anyway, we're going to crack on. What we're going to do first, now there are a couple of sites that recommend, and honestly, if I didn't have a chain on, I would recommend doing this as well, and that's cut the chain to size first. But we are not going to be doing that. We are instead just going to be putting the chain in, and we're going to see if we can do both chains at the same time, just to make this, whoops, a little bit faster. So what always ends up being faster is not dropping your quick links. So that's one chain, and two chains. Okay, so a couple of different websites recommend to do this a couple of different ways. A lot of them are super wasteful with the turps, and I'm going to try and do it in a way that avoids doing that. Now, I often recommend 3 bars of the turps. These are both brand new chains. What I'm hoping to do is be able to get this done in 2 bars. So you need to fully submerge the chain in the turpentine. As you can see, that is now fully submerged, and I will show you that. Completely submerged. Now, some sites recommend using things like boiling water as a first bath, and if you're going to do that, it's probably not a good idea to use something like this, where potentially as the heat expands you could blow the lid off. But because this is just turps, this is pretty good. And then you need to agitate the chain, which you do by just shaking it. And what this is doing is it's getting all of the turpentine in between those links. Now, these have a rubber seal. I got these from Big W. Kmart would have equivalents. And what that ensures is you get minimal leakage, which again is super important because not only is Turps highly flammable, it is also a poison, and if it gets on your hands, it can cause burns. So definitely recommend, again, the gloves and making sure that it is in a sealed container, not one that has the potential to leak. But anyway, it says agitate for about a minute. So, hey Siri, set a timer for a minute. Also, don't drink beer while doing this. Again. Hey Siri, stop timer.
It's cancelled.
Alright, so we are done, and just having a look at this, it's hard to tell. I think I can see why they tell you to swap after the initial shake, and it's because, I'll bring the camera in. You can see it's quite cloudy, and if you compare that to your regular turpentine, obviously it's already doing its work on removing some of that grease. And so what it recommends to do is remove that, pour that turpentine into a different container, and then basically restart the process again, but then leave it for an overnight bath. And on having a look at that, I think we're going to have a go at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the chains into my second tub, which I'll just give a quick wipe down because it does have a little bit of stuff in there from the previous chain waxing. I'm then going to pour this turpentine into my 2 of the kids bottle and then have a go at doing that again. So I'm not going to bore you with that process. I'll bring the video back once we're done. So yeah, here we go.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I've safely extracted the Turps, which is now in that bottle, looking a little bit murky, from the jar, which is here. I did that in the council strip garden, an area where people don't tend to go. Basically, it's just where we put our rubbish bins. So if there were any residue, I'm quite confident that no one's going to come in contact with it before it disperses. And these are going to get taken to the waste disposal pickup at the local council once we're done. Super important that you do that. Do not pour this stuff down the sink. It's awful for the environment. Okay, so second thing, we submerge again. This one is probably going to take a bit more turpentine than the previous one because, yeah, it does. We have shaken the chains up, and as a result, they didn't quite fit in the way that they might have before the packaging. And then we shut that up. We leave that for 24 hours. Well, overnight. So really it's going to be 24 hours because I'm not doing any of this tomorrow morning. So it does say very clearly on my research, you can submerge in the turpentine indefinitely, but do not submerge it in the methylated spirits or the alcohol, whatever you're doing, because there is a small percentage of water in there, and that can lead, if you leave it for a long period of time, for it to corrode and rust, which obviously you don't want to do, especially if you're stripping away all of the degreaser and that protective coating. These things are going to become prone to rust until you wax them. So yeah, a little bit of a word to the wise, but it's a good night's work. Thanks for watching. Also, it smells quite nice in here, and I think I'm starting to, so yeah, probably time to cut.